Alright, now let's move on to a couple of the negatives. The screen, I say not the screen itself, the negatives on the screen. This thing's a fingerprint magnet. If you see the screen here? Yeah. That. I use screen wipes. I wiped it before I started this video. Yep. Just putting that out there. Another thing, this is actually like, for a 4.5-inch screen, this is incredibly big and wide. There's big bezels, but the screen itself is really wide, and that's not the 920's fault. It's a WXGA thing, and WXGA is 1280 by 768, or it's also 1280 by 800, but in this case it's 1280 by 768, and it's just that little bit wider than 1280 by 720, and I think I would have personally been a lot happier if they went for a 720p panel, just because it would have been skinnier for my miniature hands. Internals. I have no gripes about the internals of this thing. None at all. Big storage. Actually, no. If I were to have one internals negative, it would be there's no microSD expansion. But if you get 32 gigs of storage, I'm not sure anyone really needs more than that. So, hey ho. Now there is only one negative I have at the camera, and it's that guy right there, the dedicated camera button. It's a bit hard to press sometimes. It's enough to sometimes. It's very difficult to do this. It's hard enough sometimes to actually make the shots blurry. So, and last kind of negative thing is the appearance of this phone. It's quite big and it's quite bulky. Like I said, it doesn't feel like here it is. You wouldn't really be able to tell that one of them is a 4.5-inch and one of them is a 4.7-inch, would you? It's very big. That one's 11mm and one's 9mm. There's just some very discernible differences. It's quite big, it's quite bulky. It looks great, don't get me wrong. It looks absolutely phenomenal, but this thing weighs a ton. I think it tips the scales at just over 180 grams. And damn, do you feel it. Like, just having it in like my jeans pocket for a while, it's like, damn, you really feel this. And last thing, not just the screen, the actual body itself. This is a glossy one. This is also a fingerprint magnet. I always try to get my microfiber cloth and actually just cleaning it, because it's like, ugh, a bit of a clean freak kind of thing like that. But last thing is, this is pretty agnostic. It's just like, this is the OS. This is Windows Phone. This is Windows Phone 8, which is the brand new operating system by Microsoft. I got the Portico update whilst I was during the review period, so obviously I updated it. I got the new Nokia, the Here Now stuff, so I got Here City Lens, Here Drive Beta, Here Maps. I got all of those things. So, life with Windows Phone 8 after using Android. I've always been a massive advocate of Windows Phone, for one very good reason. It is cool. It's different, and if you're bored of Android or iPhone or BlackBerry, why not give it a shot? What have you got to lose? I mean, if you're coming from a BlackBerry, the only thing you've got to lose is BBM. This has got way more apps than that, and this thing is struggling with apps, which just shows how bad that is. But no, the Windows Phone is actually really cool, especially on such a nice high-res screen. So it's just like a couple of annoyances for me personally with Windows Phone. Notifications. You get notifications like a toast one, so they pop up on the screen. If you miss that, and you haven't got a live tile for it, you've missed that. There's no way of you knowing. If I didn't have my email, or my WhatsApp, or my Skype, if I didn't have those there, and I got a text, or an email, or a WhatsApp, or a Skype, if I didn't have those pinned and I missed a toast notification, I would never have known. So, it's just a bit, I mean, for some of them, they can plug into the lock screen here, but not all of them can. So that's one thing. Another thing, sound profiles. It sounds like a stupid thing, but when I go to bed, like if I didn't have quiet hours set up on this, if I on my Nexus 4, if I drag it all the way down, that's vibrate. If I hit it one more, that's completely silent. That means there's no more sound coming out of that, which is great. Windows Phone, on the other hand, if I just drag it all the way down, so that's at 0, it's still going to vibrate. So if I tap vibrate to turn it off, Nope. That's ring and vibrate now. And if I tap it again, it just goes to vibrate. To turn the sound profile off completely, I have to go into settings, sound, rings and sounds, turn it off. Then in the morning, you have to remember to turn it back on. Because if I don't, I get stupid amounts of texts and emails because my phone didn't vibrate or it didn't make any noise, I didn't remember it. Or I didn't remember it, I didn't even feel it. So, that's another thing. NFC. Why the hell is NFC not platform agnostic yet? This is pretty damn stupid. If I wanted to send a photo from my Nexus 4, make sure NFC is on there. NFC is on here. It's called tap to share, tap and send. If I turn NFC on both of them, if I go into my Photos app here, camera roll. Let's see. Let's try and find a photo. There you go. There's a picture of my cat there. If I want to send it, I should be able to. Yeah, nothing. Why? Why can I not send things? Why do they're near? The communication is near field. Why the hell does it not work? NFC needs to be cross-platform. And the last thing is the apps. If I go back home, things like Facebook. The Facebook app is incredibly ugly. I mean, to me personally, anyway. I mean, obviously, it's built around Metro, or the design formerly known as Metro, blah, 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 blah. But this thing looks old, and it looks outdated, and it looks ugly. I mean, they could have done, like, what Twitter did. Twitter did a similar design to their other apps, but they did it in the Metro style. So, I have no idea why Facebook couldn't try and configure that in. Also, since having this for 2 weeks and having it logged in all the time and having the live tile in there, and I've checked the notification settings in there, I have not gotten a single notification from Facebook. So, well, now we just move on to the conclusion. If you're a camera nerd and you love Windows Phone, get this. I don't see any reason why not. If you love Windows Phone and you just want a phenomenal camera, just get this. If you just want a really high-end Windows Phone with an okay camera, get the 8X. Yeah? Or you could do what I'm doing. You could do what I'm going to do. And I'm going to try and wait for the Nokia Lumia 720. This thing looks phenomenal. It looks like a smaller version of this. It has SD card expansion. It has a 6.7 megapixel camera. So it's not the... Basically, I found this out the other day. The 6.7 megapixel sensor is essentially a 16 by 9 8 megapixel camera. So there you go. Now you know. But yeah, I'm waiting for the 720. But I would love to try one of those out, and maybe even buy one with my own money as a secondary phone. But like I said, guys, in the 2 weeks I've had this, I've absolutely loved this phone. Cool quality, reception, anywhere I go, phenomenal. Battery life easily lasts me through a day. I mean, if I absolutely pushed it, yeah, it was a bit difficult. I went to a press event like a couple of days after getting it, and it like died, but it died like 2 in the morning. So, and that was taking lots of photos and videos. So, like I say, guys, it easily makes like, if it wasn't for like the lack of like quality apps on Windows Phone, this would be a 9.5. But because of the not quality apps on Windows Phone, and the subtle little Windows Phone annoyances like NFC and the sound profiles and so, this gets an 8.5. 8.5 out of 10. I cannot recommend this enough. If you're daring enough, just go over to Nokia Connects. If you're nice enough, the guys might even lend you one. They do it for 2 weeks, and then as long as you provide content like I'm doing here, you might get one, guys. What is there to... I mean, you don't have to use it as your primary phone. I did this as a test to myself, to use this as my primary phone. What have you got to lose? You haven't. Alright, guys, this has been Dom from mobiledom.co.uk with a review of the Nokia Lumia 920. You can get me on the website, which is www.mobile-dom.co.uk. You can get me on Twitter, which is twitter.com/mobile_dom. You can get me on Google+, which is gplus.to/Domenico Lamberti, and if you want a consultation for a phone or a tablet, you can get one of those, and the email address is domenico@mobile-dom.co.uk. And before I sign off, guys, I am now doing videos for my voice just cracked. Wow, that was a bit odd. I'm now doing videos for My Colour Screen as well. So if you can head over to their channel, my first video went live. It is my top 5 free widgets for Android, or weather widgets. So, as I said, head on over there. The link to that video will be in the description. Until next time, guys, toodle pip.